Hi everyone, it's Christina and I'm back, and this is page 7 and 8 and part 6. The challenge today was to make a weaving things in and out. So I've started already. I had some material arrive. I'd just bought some and it's got all these rulers on it, and I thought I'd add in a bit of that brown, still keeping the gold, a bit of the green and some lace work and doilies as well. So I'm going to start, I've got another one I'm going to put in here too, to work out sometimes what's going in and what's going out, what's going over and what's going under. So I like them like that. I do feel like something should be in here, but what Anne did was put some little bits over the top. So even though I haven't got it completely interwoven the way you would with normal weaving, this is going to be fine, I think. So I'm just going to pin all these down and then it will be tacking down. So I can remove the pins. Let's see if I can try to use as little pins as possible, otherwise I might run out. Alright, I have to do it this way, I think. And I'll trim off some of the edges that are a bit long afterwards. Now this is a bit awkward trying to get in under here without, there's so many bits of material, it's a bit hard to do it without losing their shape or their structure where they are. I've seen some very nice ones. Because I'm coming to this project a bit later than other people, I've seen, been able to see a few people's work, and it's quite amazing. I don't want that to be too tight, but I don't want it to be too loose either. And we're going to do that this way, I think. Here we go. Now this can be pinned. I went for a nice walk this morning. It was very foggy and very quiet. Of course now we're not allowed to wear, apparently anyway, scarves and what are they called? Those like bandit mask things. We're not allowed to wear those now. And so I've been wearing a scarf, but when I go at 6 a.m. for a walk, and honestly this morning I did not see one single person, and I wore my scarf. Didn't see, saw 2 cars, that was it. Not one single person. So I'll still continue to wear my mask in the shop, but I'm really, honestly, I had my scarf on today, and I didn't even pull it up because I didn't see anyone. So that was a really nice walk. Got some lovely fresh air, which was nice and what I needed. Healthy, says me sneezing away, and not on camera, but yes. Having a little bit of a cold or something. Something's going on here. Right, that's not sitting where I want it to sit. So it's coming up to my niece's birthday, so I've been thinking about Christmas, thinking about what my niece might want. She, for her birthday, probably just a visit with family would be what everyone wants, really, to be honest. So she will be turning, I think 14, I think. 13. No, yeah, 13 was last year because we went, oh, teenager. 14, my goodness. My, how time flies. Okay, let's do this through there a bit more. Okay, it's a bit wibbly wobbly, but now comes the start of tacking it down. And I think I'm going to come up on this side and start at this side. These are definitely going to be big, not staying in stitches, these particular ones. The other challenge is we're going to add more stitches, some new ones. So yesterday, well, the last time I was doing it, just saying yesterday because maybe you watched yesterday, I don't know. I was talking about couching, and I think that I misunderstood what couching was. So couching is going basically over, I'll show you after, but going over the edges of something without sewing into it. So I was doing couching when I was sewing down a bit of material, a line on a bit of material. Can't show you. Alright, so if this was here and I just went over and back and over, that would be couching. And what I thought was couching, and that I was getting it wrong, well I wasn't, was actually bullion knot. So I'm going to do some bullion knots on this when I'm adding my other bits of material on top. And Anne has suggested adding in some French knots and some pistol knots. And so then what I did was watched Anne's My Favourite Stitches video and saw that there were all these other stitches that I have no idea about. All the names, fly stitch, never heard of it. But I have now. So I guess we're just going to learn a whole heap of new stuff together. Which will be fun. News for you, news for me. Unless you already have done embroidery, of course. Well, I'm having fun. I think it's wonderful. Right, let's speed this up a bit. Yabbering on. Once again, forgot to put my glasses on. Oh, that's better. Oh, it's like, it's like the heavens open. You go, put your glasses on, you can see all of a sudden, it's like, la. Woohoo, the lights went on. Okay. Stop being silly, Christina. Okay. I'm just trying to actually tack that lace underneath this one so as it stays in position too. So I might do a little bit on this side, and what I always do, I go off and do a bit more of that side. Let me try and, it's getting quite a chunky little book now. I like it. I always thought I'd like to put this down on here. So let me take the pins out. I hope I've got enough stitching in there to keep them safe and in place. So I'm aware that things like the bullion knot requires quite a bit of practice. So you know what? Why don't I just jump right in with the hardest one that I haven't even practiced and give it a go? Now, how did it work? I think I might have done it the wrong opposite way. Maybe. Did I? No? Well, maybe I didn't. All right, let's see. I'll see if I'm just going to make this up. Oh no, that's not right. Oh, I know how I should have done it. All right, I'll make this a French knot. 1, 2, oh, come on. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll make it a 5 French knot. And I learnt from Anne's little stitches, so there's a little French knot, that there's about 3 different varieties of French knots that you can do. All right, so let me try a bullion knot. Oh, I did it again. You're not meant to bring the needle right up. Oh. Do as I say, don't do as I do again. Okay, let's try again. There. Oh, it did it again. I'm not meant to bring the needle right through. I see, it is hard because you're just doing old habits. And I didn't want another French knot there, but there you go. French knot. Wind it round, hold the end tight, pull your needle through on the back. There you go. Wow. Okay. No, I'm going to have to go back and watch the video because I know that you brought this up in there, but you've got to have your thread to wind around it. So I'm definitely forgotten already and doing something wrong. So I'll have to come back with that. While I'm here though, what other stitches were there? Pistol stitch. Doing that wrong too, I think. I think you have to do it like from this end. Do a French knot. Oh, no, it's come undone. Oh, this is Wobbly World today. Right. I shouldn't do these things on camera without practicing. This is definitely going down either here or here or here. Or there. I like that. Right, that's going to go there. But I think what I might use, this is, alright, so I was noticing Anne was talking about these, which I've got, and she was saying I think she was using number 12 or something, and this is a number 5, so I think it's a much thicker. I think it goes backwards, maybe. Hers didn't look as thick as this, so... Right, it's going here. Was it? Is that where it was going? There? Or there? Or there? There. I'll definitely come back with my better practiced knowledge of bullion stitch. I wonder if I'll cut that. I might end up cutting that off. So I'm going to start sewing from here. All right, so this is couching. Let's go back to something easy. Don't try this at home, folks. When you go either side of something is couching. Get that out of the way. They shouldn't let me loose on YouTube. Let's see if I can come in here. So the needle's a bit thick for doing it that way. I think it has to be this thread and the needle are a bit thick for trying to do the in and out one. So it looks like we're just going to have to do one at a time. I'll try to keep that lined up a bit better. It's very bridal, isn't it, this bit, with this white satin and this lace. Having a bridal moment in my book. Didn't know that. I didn't know I wanted a bridal moment in my book. It's been a long time since I've had a bridal moment. Let me see, when was the last year? The last time. I've actually been married twice. I had 2 short-term marriages, like 5 years each. And, right, here's a good story. First one was very abusive, and so that didn't last. The second one was lovely, lovely, lovely guy. However, I think the realisation that he had a different story for his future and I had a different story for my future meant that that was only a 5-year relationship, although a beautiful guy. And then I met the girl's dad, and so we were together for 17 years. So I've had 2 bridal moments, 2 chances at having a bridal moment. Which, it's kind of funny to say that, but you know, when you're my age, you've kind of done things. Right, couched that on. There was nothing more to say about that story. I think that was the most of it. I don't know, maybe someone has a question, but it's not really relevant, I guess. I'm finding this a bit crooked. Don't know if I like that. Maybe I can straighten it up through here. So what I've got to do, there's another thing, because this is quite wide, and so I think part of me didn't want to have that much of that. Like, I've got a wide bit of lace, but it's underneath, so it does get a little bit hidden on this side. And even these are, you know, these are the squares. So these are squares taken from that I've used here. That was an edge, and this is little squares. So I have covered them over a bit too, so as it's not big. So with this one, I have this is the wide Clooney lace, which I love, underneath there, and I thought I was going to use a little bit of it on top somewhere, and that'll tone that down a little bit, just being a bit too big. I know Anne kind of tended to go over the pages. I get a bit worried that it pulls it tight or something. I don't know. What do you think? No, I like that gold showing there because it's covered over here. Oh, actually, I just think that might be nice over here somewhere. Can always add a bit more. Just pin that. Like, I can do another bit of that over here somewhere. Like this. And I'll probably be couching this on too because it's very lacy and holey. Okay, so I'm going to go and do a bit of that stuff. I'll do a bit of practice with the bullion and the piston knot. They looked easy when I was watching Anne doing them, but until you've done one yourself a couple of times, you don't it's not that easy. You don't get so fast, and I should not have even tried to attempt even showing anyone how to do that then at that moment. I will do a bit more off camera and I'll come back. Okay, I am back and I've done quite a bit, obviously, and I think I mastered the bullion knot. I've done some pistol stitches or knots. I don't know whether they're stitches or knots, but they're called pistol, and I just wanted to finish off. So let me just go through. I've done some just straight stitches in my perler number 5. I've done some crosses in the greyish sort of colour and then done some yellow over the top there. This is a mix of, there's a little, it's like a little foot stitch, bullion, that's a looped bullion, and French knots, piston or pistol, one or the other. What I decided was I'll link Anne's little how-to down below because I think she did better instructions. These are the other French knots Anne was talking about where you do them very loosely, and then I put a line, so it's like 2 lines either side. Done a little daisy stitch, flowers, and this is what Anne said is like a seed stitch where it looks like you've dropped your rice or something like that. Anyway, right, so now I can never remember whether you start with the stick and then the French knot, but I found if I did the French knot first, I was better getting the, I did 5. So if I did the French knot first, I was better at getting the stick to be kind of lined up, because I could just start from this end here and then do a line down here. And let me just show you if you do it the other way. Well, then you've basically just got to still come back out at the top of it to do your French knot. So I don't know that it matters either way. 5, I'm doing 5, so that's a good. Now I'm holding it tight, wrapped it round, held it tight, then pushed it back through the middle. And that's the French knot. Now, just going to show you how I did these ones. So I did got my needle where I want it to be, got my thread here. When I did the French knot, I hope there's enough here to do it. I still did about 5, so you can do 3 to 5. People like to do small ones, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but then I held it, you just hold it, you let it be really loose before you put it back in. Oh, you don't let it do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but yeah, just loose. So when you put it back in, it's a more loose knot. Of course, it doesn't look like the others, it's a bit tighter than the others. Then all I did was came in up next to it and did a line across, came in up next to it. So there's probably a name for that. Nothing's really ever new. I didn't invent that. I'm sure I've seen someone else do it or whatever. I'll pretend I invented it, but I didn't. Just casting that off. Now we've got this one. So I always thought with this white satin it was just a little bit too obviously bare. So I've done a few French knots. I've done this this stitch, which is like a little bird's foot, and just secured it. So I'll do that again. Do one down here. I've basically come across, come up, made sure that this is under there, and then couched that down. Okay, so let's do a bullion. Haha, let's see. All right. This is what you do. You've got where you came up, step over here, come back up where you came through, but don't put your needle all the way through. Then you're going to wrap like you were doing a French knot. So you're going to wrap it, wrap it, wrap it. Just poke it down. Don't have to do it super tight. Wrap it till you've got a whole row that looks about that distance from where it's entered to where it's exited. Now you're going to hold that and pull your needle through. Now I'm doing it left-handed. The way I was just doing it before would be how you do it. And as it pulls through, you can pull it and push it along here. So there, like that. Try not to lose my thread through the eye there. And then secure it down. And so the other way that Anne was talking about is when you do a very little gap here. Get it through there. And then you could do the same amount of stitches. Let's see if I can do this without losing the thread out the end. Could have used a shorter needle. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think you may actually count it. I think you just do it till it looks, you know, fairly joined up here. Fairly thick or whatever the word is. You just do it till it's till there's a fair amount. Hold it down, pull it through. Now this time you're going to put it back through the little hole there. Oh, you're going to keep your needle threaded. Okay, so when it's like that, and then you put it back into this hole here, then it makes a little loop. Obviously you could make it a lot more loopy if you wanted. That white is, I just stitched down the edge of that. Don't need that, but I'll probably use that to join these two pages together. This one, This one you're coming up through here, doing it like you did the little feety ones, coming in here, coming up. It's because the base is close together, it creates a little loop, whereas with the feet the base is further apart. So you're making little petals. And what I did on mine, because you could do it in different colours if you wanted, I just did sort of a couple of straight stitches in the middle. I don't know if I've got enough, just to create a centre, but you could make that any colour you wanted. In fact, I could go over later. With another colour, add something else in there. I want to do one more. I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough to finish it off. One more there. Oops. To there. I'm having all sorts of trouble today threading my needles. Well, it's probably because I know I've got my friend is coming over for lunch, so I know I've got to I want to get this done, because I've had the last 2 days I've sort of haven't got as much done as I would have liked. It's been a funny old couple of days. Haven't really, it's been odd. Many people have said how odd it's been. Don't know if I'm going to be able to, I might have to knot that in with something else. Maybe I'll knot that in with that to make sure it's not hanging loose and coming undone. So I did some little stitches along here. These were the pistil or piston? Oh, gosh. Pistil, I think. And these are the loose French knots at the top, so rather than the tighter one, I've done looser ones, and I thought it was nice here. A little bit of orange crossing across here, and I think let's have a look. How we're going. All right, so pages 1 and 2. I could probably do some more, and I'm very aware that Anne wanted it to be circles, straight stitches, circles and crosses, and I haven't done any circles, but I'm noticing I haven't done a curly whirly anymore for a while. I've done a curly whirly here. I've got my little card with its cute little buttons and a little heart. Right. No curly whirly. Okay, stitch those two together, and then I will be back for pages 9 and 10. Okay, hope you have fun playing, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.